Texas is home. Like, Texas is just, this is it right here. Like, hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. In today's video, we're gonna talk about 5 things that I wish I knew before I moved to Texas. Let's just jump right into it. So the first thing that I wish I knew before moving to Texas is how different the people are here versus the East Coast. I feel that in the East Coast, in my personal experience, the people there are a little more on the aggressive side, a bit more hostile and threatening, which is weird because here in the South, people are more liable to carry their weapons on them. But even with that, they're not all like threatening and mean and things like that. They're just kind of like, I don't know, ladylike and gentlemanlike, at least from what I've experienced. Like, a lot of people that I run into are typically pretty generous and kind and easygoing. And so I had to break out of a certain way of thinking and kind of adjust and get acclimated to this new way of being. I remember one time I was at a trail. I was going for a jog, and there was an older guy who kind of just went out of his way to come say hey to me and the person that I was with at the time. And I said to the person I was with, I was like, wow, if we were back home, that person would have probably moved further away from us just to avoid any type of contact or social interaction with us. But it's like here, people will just kind of like just come up to you and just say, hello, how's it going? How are you doing? Good morning. You know, it's like, yeah. So it's like I had to teach myself not to be like, okay, I see a person, I want them to get away from me, or let me just move away from them. I don't know if that's like an antisocial thing or an introvert thing or what, but I had to kind of just warm myself up and be more like welcoming in social situations and things like that, just to kind of feel like I'm a part of the Texas culture. The next thing that I wish I knew about Texas before I moved here is how big and congested the highways are. I think the biggest highway that I know is 4 lanes wide on each side. So it's actually 8 lanes wide. And so it can get really tricky and confusing because then you have exit lanes on the left and the right. And with there also being exit lanes on the right, you also have feeder lanes. And it kind of is like, there's no yield, like there's no slowing down before you get onto the highway. Like, I know in Jersey they have yield signs on the highways, but here they don't. So it's like you just come straight in, and if there's a car already there, either they need to drive faster or just change it into a lane to the left so to accommodate the fact that you're about to get on, because yeah, there's no yielding over here. And it's a lot to get used to, especially if you're a person who comes from a small town like me where the biggest highway is only 2 lanes wide on both sides. It's like, yeah, you gotta have some gumption about you when you come over here to Houston, to Texas. Well, really to Houston and the other big cities, which leads me to my next thing that I wish I knew before moving here. I wish I knew how awesome it would be to have so many different things to do in one place. Like, back home, the city that I lived in was so small to where you had to travel 45 minutes to an hour to go do something fun, go to the beach, go to Atlantic City, go to Philly. And it's like here, literally, just drive 10-20 minutes and there will be plenty of fun things for you to do. And that's just in Houston. And Texas in general, which is what this video is about, it's about the whole of Texas, not just Houston. But in Texas, there's like 4 to 5 major cities here. There's Houston, there's Austin, Dallas, San Antonio, and then I think they also consider El Paso to also be a major city here. And I've recently learned that there are a lot of fun things to do out there as well. So it just seems like you can just drive a couple hours and go get a whole other experience in a whole major city, whereas I feel like in other states, like, I don't know, I just feel like most states are only known for one thing. Like, Georgia is mainly only known for Atlanta, and Louisiana is really only known for New Orleans. Illinois is really only known for Chicago. But here it's like boom, boom, boom. You know, there's like a lot of different things that you could do. So yeah, I didn't know that before I moved here, but it's great to know that now. And it's also great to be able to just drive around and experience it, or even catch a flight if I wanted to. And that kind of ties into the next thing that I wish I knew, which is this state is like the transplant capital of America. Like, you always are running into somebody who isn't from here, me being one of them. And it's so easy to, you know, just strike up a conversation with someone like, hey, where are you from? And for me, it's like, I would say 7 to 8 times out of 10, I'm talking to somebody who is not natively from Texas. And so I'm able to get into a full story of where they came from and why they came here and what the different things that we have in common are. And it's just like a super incredible experience to be surrounded by other, you know, like-minded people who are around my age, who just, you know, by faith, they came here and they started a new life for themselves, had a family. Maybe they moved away for a few years, but they always came back because Texas is home. Like, Texas is just, this is it right here. Like, Texas is home for me, and I know it's home to a lot of people who thought that they were just going to pass through for a little while, but then they ended up staying and making this their forever home. So, yeah, on top of the cost of living and the food, it's just the atmosphere, the culture. Like, I don't know, it's hard to describe it. You're just gonna have to come to Texas to understand this vibe. The vibe, I guess. The vibe is literally it's the easiest way to describe why people are just flocking to this area. It's more than just the cost of living. It's an incredible place to live. I don't know what else to say about that. You see it on my shirt, like, it's incredible, okay? But here is one final thing that I did wish I knew about Texas before I came here. The seasons don't really change. It kind of just goes from really, really hot to cold all of a sudden, and then back to hot. Like, there's no in between. Like, fall and spring aren't really a thing here. I mean, during spring it does rain a bit, but it's like, as far as the temperature though, there's like no middle ground, it seems like. And that's one thing that I really do miss about New Jersey, is that they typically are experiencing all 4 of the seasons every single year. It snows regularly, and in autumn the leaves change, and that was my favorite part about Jersey. Like, I loved fall. I love the smell of fall, the look of fall, because in my hometown it was like very like foresty and green, so there were like always like trees all around, and just riding down them back roads with the orange and the red and the brown leaves just falling. It's just so scenic and beautiful, and we do not get that here at all. Like, I have not seen not one leaf change color. I have seen trees die, but I haven't actually seen them actually change color. Like, I've seen trees with barren branches, but it's like, I want to see the whole process. I want to see the leaves change color, because I don't know, it's like science or something. I don't know what it is, but that's just cool. Like, I miss that. That's probably like besides me missing my family, that's probably like the only thing about New Jersey that I miss. Everything else can just go in the trash. I don't like it. I don't want to be back there. If I had $1 million, I would probably just relocate my entire family and just have them all live out here and just be around me, so that they can have a happy life and be out of Jersey. I mean, I guess, I was going to try to save it and say that Jersey isn't that bad, but it kind of is. It kind of is. So, those are the 5 things that I wish I knew about Texas before moving here. What are some things that you wish that you knew about Texas before you moved here, if you live in Texas? Or if you don't live in Texas, what are some things about Texas that you would like to know from a person who lives here or who has recently moved here? Let me know in the comment section below. Make sure y'all don't forget to subscribe, like this video, and also share it with somebody that you think might be interested in my channel. And I will see y'all next week. Peace out.